Welcome to my weekly Fabricate Friday video on my YouTube channel and blog. I'm Suzanne, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. Today's video is all about paper crafting. I'm here to share how easy it is to make a 3D project. I also sell the products I feature in this video. I hope you enjoy my free video tutorial, and I would love to see you shop with me. Hello everyone! Check this absolutely adorable box out. How cute is that? This is from, what's the paper pack called? Whale of a Time Designer Series paper. And there's some really gorgeous papers in here. And I know that a lot of people were like, this is so childish. It's really not. I did use the sentiment, inked it up with 3 different colors. And can you see these sequins? I'm going to get up and go real close here. Did you see that right there? It's a little shell. How cool is that, you guys? So I'm going to share with you how to make this cute little box. Oh, by the way, the box opens like this. And it kind of is a fold flat box. So like that. You can fold it flat and store it until you're using it. I do like these boxes specifically for, say, if you're a soap maker or a candy maker and you want to get some work done ahead of time. And the way that I designed it is that the opening will be at the front and at the bottom, or they're not opposite. They're the same. They go in the same way. So they could be interchangeable. Okay, enough of me gushing about this super cute little box. Let's make one. So I'm just going to use my trimmer because I pretty much feel like everybody has a trimmer that does scoring nowadays. So you don't have to use the scoreboard. I prefer using the scoreboard, but that's okay. We're going to do it differently. We're going to do it so everybody can join in today. So I need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 9. And on the long side, I'm going to score at 1. So let's just make sure that that's in at 1. There we go, 1 inch. And of course it's hard to see because there's a bevel on here and I got different light sources. So, okay, so score at 1. I'm just going to open this guy just in case. 3.5, 5, 7.5, and that's that. And then we're going to flip it around and we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Here. 2 1/4. 6 1/4. I'm hoping that's about right. And 7 3/4. I'm going to fold and burnish all my score lines. Alrighty, so now we just need to figure out which way is up. So I personally enjoy having the seam at the back. So there's a shorter, longer rectangle here and a full inch one. See the difference? So this side here will be the back. So that means I need to keep this tab and this tab, and this tab is gone. So I'm going to cut down on my score lines with my paper snips that are super sharp. I'll never forget doing an in-person class once, and I said to the attendees, I said, just be careful with, you know, the scissors because they're sharp. And they really are sharp. And somebody in the class they didn't cut themselves or anything, thank goodness, but I think pretty much anybody who used the scissors mentioned how sharp they were. They're very, very sharp. They're excellent for cutting scissors. So, I mean, for cutting paper. Okay, so let's figure this out again. So I need to take off this inside here. Boop. And then I'm going to take off that guy. Boop. And I'm going to do the same here. And actually, I am going to wedge in a little bit on this tab. And then I'm going to take off this one. So this, I used Pool Party for this one. And Balmy Bay for that one. All right, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to trim this just a smidgen. And then I'm going to trim this guy down, maybe 3/4 of the way. And then wedge out just a little bit. The wedging out really helps with closure. It also allows room for this lip to fit inside as well. I know that just seemed awkward, but I wanted to make sure that my tabs were equal in length. So I have a tendency to fold them. All right, so I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm going to take off about 3/4 of the tab. I'm going to wedge in just a little, and then I kind of folded it up a little bit so I can see where this tab ends, so I kind of know where to cut this tab. It's just a little trick that I do, but you don't have to do that. Okay, and then just a little here. So this is kind of what you should have. As it will box up, it'll be like that. One nice little thing is that I have a special treat to share with you. So this I happen to have in my trusty little Earl Grey tin that I covered with the Ornate Garden series paper, 2 brand new products from the catalog. This is Stampin' Seal Plus, and you can see because it's dark blue, which is one of my favorite colors, and it has a plus there. And this is just Stampin' Seal. And so this would be like a regular adhesive, and this would be, you know, superhero strength adhesive. The nice thing is the case here is interchangeable. So I can take the insides from the Stampin' Seal Plus and put it into this case and it will work. I did play around a little bit with it while I was making this box, and I wanted to give you a few pointers. One thing is that I kind of struggled to get this little guy off. So what I do is I sort of just press my thumb down on it and it comes away pretty easily. And I'll show you. And they're interchangeable, so they fit everything. So that's how I get mine off. I try not to break my nail. Secondly, I was doing all sorts of, the stuff that I used to do when I'm putting together a box. You don't have to do that. You just put the adhesive down. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm on the inside. Whoa! What was I going to do? So I did feel for it. The stickiness is right there. And I just put it down and then go. And then lift off. So I was doing a whole bunch of checks and stuff like that. We don't have to do that anymore. You just advance the adhesive to where you need it to go, and then down, and then just lift off. And if you can see, I'll try to catch the light. You can see those little lines all the way through the adhesive. That's so that we can do that. You just stop and then pull the adhesive away. So that was the Stampin' Seal Plus. So I decided to put my box together using this, and then I will just grab a lid here and I'll put the lid on. And I'm just keeping it in these little boxes. I honestly, if you want me to show you how to make one of these, it's super simple, but it just keeps me a little organized. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere my box together just like that. And if I feel any roughness, I'm going to go in with my sharp paper snips and trim off just that little extra that I could feel. But that should be it. I should be able to close the box up now and feed the bit through here, and it should fit perfectly if I measured and cut correctly. And I did. Woohoo! So now we're going to give the Stampin' Seal a run for its money. And I have a different colorway, but kind of the same deal. And the thing is that I wanted to share is when I was cutting all of these out, I did make sure that the lid and the front and or back piece, doesn't really make a difference, matched up, just like this one. So even though that the lid opens like this, I wanted to have that paper continue over. So this one actually has a little bit of a pattern too. Not that that's a big deal, but okay, so I'm thinking that if I use that as my front, then that would be my back. So I'm going to do it this way. Okay, I'm all arranged. So just so I don't get confused my own self, I usually I do this off screen because I don't think that you're actually really wanting to see how I do stuff. But that's how I'll do things. Put them down in order, and then all I have to do is grab it really easily. The thing that I noticed, if you do any kind of twisting or anything, you can kind of screw it up. So try hard just to do the straight line and then lift. Straight line and then lift. And it does have a little snapback on you. I would rather have snapback than screwing up the whole tape. So as long as that tape is nice and flush, you're gonna be fine. All right, and last, the lid here. See? Awesome. All right, here is my little box. It opens like that. So I think I'll put the, so before I get started here, this is 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, and you're going to need 2 of them, one for the front and one for the back. And as I was cutting this down, the bottom piece here actually had another inch or so of like sand and stuff, but I really like this look of having sort of like an open space. So that's kind of what I did. I cut off an inch and then I was able to adjust. Whoops. And of course, if you're going to make something like that, like it's just such a cool paper that to put it on the card is almost a waste, because, you know, I don't know how many people save their cards. Hopefully they save all the ones that we make, but I think it's really nice to have a little box here that I know that's going to be stuck around for a while. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. So this is this sentiment, You're Kind of a Big Deal, is from the Well Done set, and it does have a whale and there's a punch to go along with it. It's in a bundle, so it's really cool. You also get these greeneries here, these seaweedy bits, and then this particular turtle, you get, I think it's the blue one there. So, and a jellyfish, and some of the sentiment, oh, there's some bubbles, and a school of fishes. It says, hoping all your birthday fishes come true, which is very punny, ha ha ha. Thanks a ton, well done. My love for you is bigger than the ocean, and you're kind of a big deal, which I love that. I have 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches square, and I'm going to ink up with Pool Party initially. That is my main color. And then with my daubers, and I carry my daubers in this dauber container, and I also have them pointed straight down, and I have the labels on the top. I know Patty Bennett recently did organization of how she kept, and I've been keeping mine like this forever. She has them all nicely coordinated, and I think she has even spots on the inside. I couldn't be bothered. I'm going to use Shaded Spruce, which is right here, and I'm just daubing on whatever's left on that. And I think maybe I'll go with Night of Navy, like I did on the other one. Yeah, I don't need to re-ink them, I don't think, but you never know. It's kind of a sketchy thing, so here we go. Wishing for the best. Oh, so good. A little bit different than this one. It's greener. So I'm going to stick this up a little further on top. So here are my dimensionals. Whoops, done with that. And of course I abuse dimensionals. See, if I was only to use 2, then these ends would get smushed. And if I was only to use 1, then all 4 ends could get smushed. So I could put 1 in the middle, because who knows what's going to happen to this box. It might go through a revolution, but who knows? All right, love this. That sentiment is just so cool. So, want to see how I did that? I knew you wanted to. So I have a piece of scrap paper here. And I have, this is Shimmery Crystal Effects. So these crystal effects, they're held over from Christmas time. And all I'm going to do is take a line of shimmery crystal effects. So it does have sparkle in it. I'm just going to put a line just across the paper. And then, of course, I got to seal it up and put it in my little glue adhesive thing. All right, now I'm going to take my sequins. Sometimes I notice that some of the sequins too, they kind of bundled up on each other, and then and the ones that stick, and the ones that don't, won't. Try not to glue the box together. Now I'm just going to take my bone folder here and just tap these a little bit into place. Just sort of spread them out a little bit. The one thing that you don't want to have is like a lot of glue and then the glue sticks to all the sequins. So you want to make sure if there's any glued sequins that you don't put them back in the box until it's dry. So that's added a lot of interest to those. And then my little scrap, obviously I've got to dry it like that. Just going to take my container here and then whoops. And that one had glue on it because it wants to stick to the page, so I'll just wait until that dries before I put it back into the bin. That's the worst thing, to have some of that crystal effects in your whale of a time sequence. How annoying. But this is my share for today. I hope you liked it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. On screen are 2 more videos for inspiration. Click on the maple leaf for my blog, or click on me to subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching.